Welcome back and a happy new year's. 2023 is finally upon us, and that means there are new guitars upon us, specifically from Ibanez. Now, I wasn't planning on making a video until later this week just to kind of roll into the new year a little slow, a little relaxed, but the past couple of days, Ibanez has dropped a whole new lineup for 2023, and it has some things I'm excited for, things I wanted to talk about. So, I thought we'd do a video covering some of the new exciting stuff dropping this year for Ibanez. First thing to get out of the way, let's talk about Ibanez's signature models, or lack thereof. They only have 4 new ones announced for 2023. They have the Tim Henson signature model, which we already saw earlier this year, or later last, whatever. We saw it last year in 2022. Looks like a great guitar. It looks like an offshoot of the AZ Tim Henson of Polyphia. Amazing guitarist. I'm looking forward to playing it. It looks decked out specs wise. I am a huge fan of Polyphia. I think it is a beautiful instrument. It's specs out the wazoo. We have Fishman fluence in the neck and the bridge. We have ebony fretboard, stainless steel frets, a Goto trem, everything you can think of that you would want in a modern guitar. I'm really dying to try one out. I'm assuming it's gonna have a lot. It's gonna feel very similar to the AZ lineup, but we'll see. Can't wait to get my hands on one. I'm sure it's gonna cost an arm and a leg, but that's one of the signatures I'm looking forward to in this new year's, even though we already seen it. So this isn't really a new one that they've dropped. The other 3 that they did drop was the Scott LePage and the Scott LePage and the Luca Montavanelli. I haven't seen either of these ones before, so I don't know if they had dropped them earlier last year or if these were part of the 2023 announcement lineup. But they seem to be like fairly interesting guitars. I mean, the although they do seem to be fairly interesting guitars, along with the other 3 guitars announced for their signature lineup, they also announced a signature Kiko Laredo signature guitar. I have mixed feelings about this one because specs wise, it is specs like an entry level guitar. And I don't know how I feel about that. Quantum pickups, Jatoba fretboard, the licensed Floyd Rose. Uh, Nothing against Ibanez's entry level stuff. I just feel like somebody like Kiko is a little bit more deserving of something of, I guess, higher caliber. I don't know if that was his decision or if Ibanez approached him with maybe making a more affordable signature guitar, which I do think is an interesting avenue to go with, because it's kind of a bummer having your favorite guitarist and not being able to afford their $2,000, $3,000 signature guitar. I mean, Ibanez makes the Gem, the Pia. Those things are astronomically expensive for somebody that doesn't have an arm and a leg to to spend on it. So maybe it was Kiko's idea to make an affordable, a more obtainable signature model, which I would like to try it. I would love to try it, see the quality of it. I'm hoping that it has the same care and attention that Ibanez typically puts forth towards their instruments. So who knows? I can't wait to get my hands on it though. Give it a shot, give it a try, just to see. I mean, just to support Kiko. Amazing guitarist. Big fan of his work. Looking forward to that one. Now moving on to some of the more crazy stuff that Ibanez is putting out from the Axe Design Lab line. For starters, we see J Custom. So besides the J Custom, which seems to be on par with what we've seen before in terms of the J Custom stuff, we have some really crazy stuff. Ibanez 9-string, Fishman Fluence pickups, insane guitar. I don't even own an 8-string, much less have a need for one. A 9-string, no clue what I would be playing with this. But if any of you gent heads out there feel the need for something even lower than an 8-string, Ibanez is kicking off 2023 with a great showing, and they're also including it with something very interesting, which I think is something I'm going to talk about. It also has coil tapping, which, spoiler alert, a lot of these guitars in 2023 seem to have a coil tapping system. I'm not sure I've ever played with something. I'm not sure if I've tried coil tapped Fishman Fluence pickups. So I'm really curious how those sound. I think Fishman Fluence are making the best active pickups in the game right now. So I might check this out. I don't know. I don't need night string. I've literally zero desire or need, but who knows? It'd be kind of cool to play. Continuing with the extended range, we also have a 8-string fan fret RGD. The RGD MS8, which is the 8-string version of the previous Ibanez RGD multiscale from the 7-string version, which I did not like very much. Owned it for about a year. Didn't really jive with it. So it's kind of cool seeing an 8-string version, but at the same time, I don't know how I would jive with that. But again, it includes coil tapping. The tonal variety is very interesting. I hope that they improved where the neutral fret is, because of the fan on the 7-string, I was not particularly fond of it. So I'm hoping that the 8-string feels different. We'll see. But if it's built as well as the 7-string and the 6-string versions, I think it's going to be a very popular guitar. It's good to see some more 8-string stuff from Ibanez, because I feel that they've really fallen behind on that when they used to be the original 8-string brand. Now they're pretty much non-existent in the 8-string game, and that's disappointing. I like extended range Ibanez guitars, so here's hoping that the 8-string is good. I want to check it out. One of the guitars that I am very excited for, the new RGA 622HXH. God, that's a mouthful. Coil tapping, 27 frets, decked out the wazoo. African mahogany body, 27 frets, the Marzio pickups, ebony fretboard, low pro bridge, and more coil tapping. Lumine side dot inlays, Goto machine tuners. This thing is just decked out. I mean, this is probably one of the most exciting prestige guitars that I've seen from Ibanez in a long time. I love the RGA lineup. I think it looks gorgeous. It's sleek. It's beautiful. This is one. This probably might be my favorite of the year so far. I can't wait to get my hands on it. The white one especially looks very good with the gold trim. Ibanez white guitar, gold trim, or gold hardware. Bar none. My favorite look. I don't know what I would do with 27 frets. I barely touch a 24th fret, but you know what? That ultra ease access to those high frets is going to be exciting to play. And another interesting one is the SML 721, which is an S guitar, which is Ibanez's criminally underutilized brand. I wish they made more sabers. I wish they did more interesting ones like this. This is an extended range 6-string saber, which give us a 7-string. Give us more 7-string sabers, please, Ibanez. I would kill to have a 7 or 8-string Ibanez S, please. But this one does look incredibly well. From what I was reading up on it, it has a very slight difference in slight fan. It's only a 25 to 25 and a half inch scale, which that half inch is minimal. I'm not very familiar with the 6-string multi-fret or multi-scale instruments. I've only really taken interest in the 7, 8, but it having a slight fan, I'm really curious to how that would feel. I'm sure it plays very well. It looks absolutely dynamite. The finish with the gold hardware looks incredible. Again, oil splitting. The pickups also, interesting enough, it is using the Q pickups, which apparently are for their headless guitars. Interesting choice. One love to figure out how those sound. And it also has the Jescar Evo gold frets. No idea what that means. I've never touched gold frets. I'm sure they look cool. I don't know how they'll sound. I have to do a little more research on them. I'm assuming they're more durable than nickel, but maybe not as durable as steel, stainless steel. I don't know. We'll see. I'm curious about this one. This one seems like a very interesting guitar to check out. Specs wise, it seems very interesting. It's most likely going to be one of their import from Indonesia. So I am curious about the prices of it as well. If it's priced reasonable, I think this could be a definite killer instrument going into the new year. Disappointingly enough, nothing really exciting in the RG lineup. You have the J Custom lines, which admittedly are all, beautiful guitars. They're basically a step below, just right below Gems in the Pia now. But we only really got two or three new ones with a 7-string, which not much different what they've been giving us for the J Custom line. So, if high-end expensive floral fretboards, if that suits you, dynamite, but not really my thing. We have a new 7-string, the RG7320EX, which admittedly looks solid. I would like to see the price. It seems to be probably a reasonably priced, well-spec'd instrument. It has the 02 trem, Jatoba fretboard, quantum pickups, which are their entry-level pickups, but depending on the price of this guitar, this is an attractive instrument. If you don't care if it's from Indonesia, which who cares at this point, it looks like it's probably going to be well built. I'm hoping if it's their intermediate line, which I would not mind if they are selling a $500, $600 priced 7-string with one of their decent bridges, well built, it has binding on the neck. Could be decent. It could end up being overpriced though. If they try to release this at like a $799, $899 price for something like this, which I don't think they would do, but we'll see how this plays out. And another incredible thing that they have released, another great announcement that we've already seen, but it's worth mentioning, is the new and improved Geo line. We saw Philip McKnight did a demo presentation video of the newest Geo. Amazing finish. For being an entry-level instrument, this might be one of the most well designed looking ones I've seen in a long time. And I think it hits the $299 price point, which is kind of Ibanez's new price point for entry level. By no means does it slouch. It looks gorgeous. If it's built like their previous entry level instruments, it's probably amazing. Worth checking out. Check out Phil's video. It's super comprehensive, and it's definitely one of the more exciting entry level instruments if you're interested in cheaper instruments, stuff like that, more affordable instruments to say the least. We also have 2 new entries in the headless line, 7-string and another 6-string, which nothing really exciting on that front. Basically 2 new guitars, coil tapping also available. I wasn't familiar with the first run, but they are also offering these with the new Evo Gold frets. Again, no idea what those frets do. Just better than nickel, I'm assuming. Still haven't played one. I haven't really heard much talk about these. If they're good, they're good, but I have no real opinion on these. Interesting if you like headless guitars, but I think there's better out there right now on the market. 7-string headless guitar seems interesting though. I do wish they would maybe tap into that multi-scale 8-string market though. That seems to be the sweet spot that Kiesel, Ormsby, Strandberg currently hold, where the 8-string, 7-string multi-scales like headless guitars, that's what people were really digging so far. So I wish Ibanez would just get on with that, like just become innovative in that department. I think you can really kill it, my Ibanez. And then, of course, we have some interesting stuff in the AZ line, specifically Ibanez's new Super Strat. We are getting some more S-style instruments, very Strat-like, now from the Prestige line, which I don't know if they were offering this exact type before on the Prestige line, but now we are getting it. Seymour Duncan pickups, Goto bridge, stainless steel frets. That's amazing. I think the stainless steel frets coming on the Prestige guitars going forward, that's exciting. I'm really hoping that's the new standard for their Prestige instruments. I have to actually go back and double check that, because if all new Prestige guitars are offering stainless steel, that's a huge flex. Rosewood as well. This is actually just a straight gorgeous. This is genuinely a really, really beautiful instrument. This feels like it's targeting the Sir line of guitars, trying to really tap into that classy Super Strat, the classiest of super. This is a Super Strat in a tuxedo. It's going to include options that are both HSS and SSS in various finishes. Looks great. Can't wait to play those. And of course, we have T-shaped guitars as well. Nothing really new on that front. Different finishes. The Prestige, again, looking very good, very decked out spec-wise. Seymour Duncan, stainless steel. It's looking like stainless steel frets is going to be the norm for the Prestige stuff, which is really exciting. I'm glad to see Ibanez jumping on board with the stainless steel frets. That's a huge step. And then, of course, we have some new finishes for the AZES line, which was Ibanez's S-style entry-level instruments that came out last year, I believe. Very good for the price. I remember, I think I played one at Guitar Center, and I was very impressed. Very impressed. $300. It played better than any Squire I picked up. They seem to have improved some certain things, new bridges for them. It looks to be just very well put together. I'm hoping it still hits that price point. So we'll see how that goes. We'll see how that goes. And then, of course, to round it out, we have an RGD Prestige in that great, wonderful chameleon finish. Fishman Fluence, again, coil tapped. I'm really fascinated by why so many things on Ibanez's list has coil tapping. No steel frets on this one, but Prestige fret edge treatment. I don't know what that means. Curious. Again, I would want to see the price point for these. These RGDs are getting kind of expensive, and they're great hardware across the board. And I'm not one to complain about where it was built. I think the Indonesian guitars are getting just as good as the Japanese built guitars or the American guitars, etc., etc. It does look a little mundane. I think, in my opinion, I think the chameleon finish kind of played out. So I would like to see more finish options from the RGD line. And unfortunately, nothing new for the Ibanez S series, besides, of course, the multi-scale that they previewed, which disappoints me as a Ibanez S fan. You can only have so many RGs. Come on, Ibanez. So now that we had a quick overview, Ibanez is still kind of playing it safe for 2023, but they did drop some very interesting things that I think that they are testing the waters with, trying to do some things that are different. I think the fact that they're releasing a 9-string in 2023, which is very interesting. The RGAs with the 27 frets, beautiful guitars. I'm sure that they're going to cost a ton of money, but those I think I might be heavily interested in possibly purchasing one. The Ibanez, the one Ibanez S they showed, that was the multi-scale. I'm very curious to how that one plays. If it hits a good price point, I think it could be a really popular instrument. It looks good. If it plays as well as it looks, and it's priced well, I could also be interested in that one. I do want to get that checked out. Nothing really exciting from the RG line. More of the same old. Nothing really there besides the Geos. I would recommend checking out the Geos because the finishes look so good. Nothing interesting from the from the headless either. AZ looks interesting. The prestigious on the AZ line look good. Check them out. I wouldn't mind checking out AZ. I think the AZ line is actually one of their better lines at the moment. Great care. Both the S and T style. Amazing. Yeah, that's really all I have to add to the conversation of new Ibanez. So tell me what you think. Tell me, was there anything that you liked about the new 2023 lineup? Is there some things that you were hoping that Ibanez did? Um, Anything you were disappointed in not seeing this year, or what is the most exciting thing you saw? Let me know in the comments below. Um, don't forget, if you like this, if you didn't like it, let me know in the comments. Leave a like, leave a dislike. Give me feedback. Don't forget to sub to the channel. We're trying really hard to grow the channel in 2023. And I would love to be able to be monetized by the end of the year. So if you like the channel, leave a sub, leave a like. Let me know what's going on. Tell me what you're looking forward to in 2023. Until next time, this is Matt. I will see y'all later.